In my last vlog, vlog number 21, I discovered the amazing story of Ceylon tea in the form of James Taylor. At the Ochre Tea Factory and Museum, I got a chance to discover a little bit about tea and taste it. And here, if you're female, you can even pose as a tea picker. Terribly hard work done mostly by Tamil people who were originally brought to Sri Lanka from India to do this back-breaking work. The result of which, of course, was that I could enjoy a beautiful cup of tea in the Ceylon tea cabin back in beautiful Kandy. And yes, I'm definitely a coffee guy, but you got to try the tea in Sri Lanka. And I finally found a good cup of coffee in Ella. You're viewing Travels with Lobo, a 3-week discovery tour of Sri Lanka. Thank you for joining me. Vlog number 22. In this vlog, I show the beauty of the drive from Ramboda to Nuwara Eliya through tea country. Along the way, a beautiful waterfall, some tourists from India, and more beautiful tea country until we arrive in Nuwara Eliya, where I show you a bit of a disappointing downtown. And in the end, I spill the beans on the best town in tea country. After the visit to the tea factory, we'll be driving to Nuwara Eliya, a resort town in tea country. It's wonderful. One of the few places in Sri Lanka where you can stay without the intense heat, because it's in the high hills. And if you missed it, I'm touring Sri Lanka with car and driver, and there's my second driver, Ravindu. Just to backtrack, after leaving the tea factory, you'll make a quick stop at the Ramboda Waterfall. Some very tender bamboo shoots, although they're hard to steal, and people enjoying themselves. More rugged terrain as I climb that way. It's a steep climb, but it's all steps with amazing rock formations. And after what was probably the steepest walk I've done in Sri Lanka, you get to see this magnificent waterfall right here. And I'm looking at it from a plateau that does not have any place to sit down. Lamentablemente, as the Spanish say, unfortunately. The entire Asia trip was shot on my P20 Huawei smartphone, which absolutely did a great job in shooting 4K video, but absolutely sucked in the selfie mode for video and photos, as everything was overexposed. It was here at the viewing platform that I made the acquaintance with Bharat from Bangalore, India. What an interesting conversation. What a great way to meet people. Of course, a lot of visitors to Sri Lanka are from nearby India. For example, back in Kandy, the Buddha statue, I had the pleasure of meeting a young lady by the name of Sneha, who was also from Bangalore, India, the high-tech center. Yes, high-tech, and surprisingly, she and her family were involved in a new electric motorbike called Svitch, as in switch on the electricity. Or check it out on Instagram, where it's described as a premium class foldable electric bike. No, this is not a paid commercial. I just appreciated meeting Sneha. On the way to Nuwara Eliya, I am just reveling in this landscape of tea country of Sri Lanka, grabbing it wherever I can, even as we're driving along, shooting out the other side of the car to look at this stuff. Remember, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to view this. There's no doubt about it. Look at that. Beautiful. I just love it. As we're approaching Nuwara Eliya, the hills get quite high and the tea plantations are terraced. I easily get carried away with this kind of stuff, and I remember my great enthusiasm the first time I saw rice paddies. They were so beautiful. Now, that first time was in Thailand. In the car, it's interesting to note the homage to social media like Facebook. On the right, the symbols to Buddhism, very, very, very important when you're a driver. And of course, the driver is sitting on the right side, which I think is the wrong side. In beautiful tea country, at Lakme stores, you can buy Hawaiian cookies, or you can look that way and see the legendary tea hills. heard about these forever and ever, so here they are. More of the beauty in the hills surrounding the area. In parts of Germany, this would be vineyards, and this would be a Mercedes. But no, it's a tuk-tuk. Looks like a Tamil family. How nice. And it's been really, really quite almost mountainous, the drive up here. Oh yes. Hindu temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the name of the city again is? Nuwara Eliya. By up here, of course, I'm referring to Nuwara Eliya, which translates to New England. Surprisingly, the downtown area, as you'll see, is rather pedestrian, but the surrounding hills are beautiful, and that's where people hang out. The area around Aurelia, as I call it, not quite pronounced properly, is absolutely beautiful. Hills with terrace gardens, beautiful homes. It's really the vacation spot in Sri Lanka. One of the few places that Sri Lankans and foreigners can go without the intense heat due to its altitude. And this is close to tea country. This isn't tea country. This is the first high altitude resort I've been to that has a Buddha figure. Not surprising since we are talking about Sri Lanka. Very different here. It's cool. I'm wearing long pants, long shirt. I got my umbrella with me, and there's the old post office up there. Everything's old around here. So I'm prepared for rain. I'm prepared for colder weather. Since it gets quite cool here, they even have a winter zone store where they sell winter clothing. And over here, a lovely selection of fruit without chaos. A lovely selection of fruit without chaos. When you hit the Buddha statue, I mean not literally, but at that point you're entering the downtown. And the downtown is just basically one block of feverish activity on both sides. And then this bus station over here that is on steroids. And here I'm just shooting out the window as we drive through downtown. As I said, it's not a downtown that you're right home about. Is there anything charming about it? I don't think so. I think the charm of Nuwara Eliya is in the surrounding areas, which are absolutely beautiful, and there are lots of attractions, as you'll see in later vlogs. Later in my vlogs, I will run into a little town that is charming, very charming, and it's in tea country. And I will be taking a train from Nuwara Eliya to Ella. That's the town I'm talking about, Ella. It's beautiful. It reminded me even a bit of the most charming town in Thailand. You never heard of it, but it's called Pai. When I get to Thailand, you'll see it. Thank you for viewing and enriching my and your knowledge on Sri Lanka's tea country. Since we're now in Nuwara Eliya, join me next Friday for some of the exciting things there are to see in the Nuwara Eliya district. See you next Friday. Thank you for viewing.